This is my favorite video to make. I'm gonna go through every deck I own, decide which ones I'm actually gonna be playing this coming format, and which ones are on their way out. As you can see here, I have a whole ass pile of cards, a whole pile of deck boxes, how I organize my stuff. We're gonna open it all up, see what kind of decks I have rocking and rolling right now, and which ones I wanna play, which ones I don't wanna play, and kind of just sort through them. Oh, I guess we could start with this, which is a bit different. Something new for me is that I've put together Edison decks. So I want to start playing Edison format. I have a Vayu Turbo deck, and then I have a Gladiator Beast deck, right? So these are my two Edison decks that I'll be playing or learning or whatever. Really excited to do that. Anyway, yeah, I'm super stoked to play this. So the reason I picked Vayu and Glad Beast is, well, I picked Glad Beast first because I already owned all the secret rare Glad Beast cards and I've always wanted to use them. So it's just like a personal preference. I like Gladiator Beast. I've never been able to actually play the deck competitively or, you know, semi-competitively before. So super excited to play that. And then Vayu, I think, is the best deck in the format, or at least the most fun looking one. Plays a lot of cool cards, like I love Raiko, I love Hamster, I love playing Card Trooper, Caius, all these like really cool kind of blowout cards that I otherwise wouldn't get to play, plus these quarter century secret rare Armor Masters are super nice. So I don't know, it's just got like all of the coolest cards that I want to play in this deck. Like no other deck has cards that I want to play more or whatever, if that makes any sense. So that's a good start for this video, is the Edison decks. Okay, I guess I'll start with my favorite decks, or the decks that I'm most likely to be playing coming up, and the first one is going to be the Chimera Fusion deck with, you know, Nightmare Apprentice, Chimera Fusion, whatever. It's one of my favorite decks that I own. I think it's always like sleeper relevant. It's like the perfect level of rogue for me, where it's still super competitive with the modern decks, but a lot of people still don't know what it does. So I think this is a really fun deck. And it's definitely one of my top 5. The next deck in my top 5 is the deck I'm currently learning, which is White Forest. So I've been learning all these combos and stuff like that. Right now I have it together with the toy cards because I like that the concept, and I do realize that the runic version is probably stronger, and maybe I'll play that one. I haven't played a runic deck in a long time, and maybe White Force will actually get me there. But yeah, I just really like these cards, and I'm excited to play that going forward. And then the not final. I have so many decks to go. Nothing is final, but the next like high likelihood deck that I'll be playing this format is going to be Yugioh. I mean, I've spent so much money on this deck, and it's still, you know, you look at any tier list and Yugioh's at the top of the tier list for this format. So, you know, to be honest, I'm a little bit tired of playing it because I've been playing it for the last couple months, but it's too good not to play, you know, to be honest. So I'm probably still gonna stick with it. I still kind of have fun playing it. It's the first combo deck that I've actually played for a long time. Like I've always been a mid-range or kind of like control-y type player until Yugioh. Like Yugioh is the first combo deck that I've actually gotten into and didn't kind of just like, yeah, whatever, I'll make a video about it and then put it away. I've actually played this deck and learned the combos very well, so I feel like I should utilize that while I know them. Might as well like show them off or see what I can do with it. Next deck is going to be obvious for fans of the channel, but we're going to have Plunder Patrol. Yeah, Plunder is always my favorite deck. So, but I mean, to be honest, I'm a little bit tired of playing the same list, the same strategy. It's been the same for like 3 years now, and I got so many decks that I like to play, and I don't know, it's super fun. I'll always bring it out like once per format and just take it to locals just to freshen it up or play it online or something. I always keep the profiles updated, and I still will, even if I'm not actively playing it. But like, frankly, the profile for this format is going to look the exact same as the profile for last format because there's no new cards for this deck. I already talked about the Dipsy Fiend card. I already talked about the Fiendsmith package in Plunder on the channel, so I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of the same as it was. Yeah, I think this is actually accurate as like my top 5. Next one is going to be Magical Musketeer with the Fiendsmith stuff, of course. I still have to look into how it plays without Lacrima. I think Lacrima was super good for the deck, but also this deck, if there's any deck that can still utilize Fiendsmith without Lacrima, it's probably Magical Musketeer. So I'll be busting this one out for locals as well. And yeah, these are probably my top 5 decks of the format for me. Not like in a tier list, but the top 5 decks I'm most likely to play for the format are right here. Okay, let's move on to some other decks that I like have but might not be playing that much. We'll start with this one here, which is going to be Branded. Branded, of course, lost to Branded Fusions. So, you know, I wasn't playing it last format. I kind of I wish I could play like a Synchro Branded version, or, you know, like Bestial Branded or something like that, where, you know, you just play one Branded Fusion, but Albaz is still good because you can summon it off of Heretic Seals and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think this deck is still going to be playable, and I'll still play it. Let me put a Branded Fusion on top so we all know what deck this is more easily. But yeah, I don't know. I was really hoping to get into this deck at the end of last format. I just never got around to it. Like, I wasn't playing very much, and yeah, I don't know. Okay, on to the next. I have a few piles actually. So the first pile I'm just gonna leave up here is gonna be Unchained, like pure Unchained, and I actually do really want to get into this deck. It didn't lose anything on the ban list really, and probably even got stronger maybe because, you know, it doesn't have to play through an Appaloosa anymore. It never really made Appaloosa. So I want to try a pure Unchained list, or maybe like convert my Yubel strategy into more of an Unchained strategy with like Aruha and Shiyama and all that kind of thing. Like, I want to play the pure version, or not pure, I guess more Unchained cards, but you get what I'm saying. The next pile of cards I have here is not a full deck, it's just a package. I have the Melodious package to splash in back when that was hot stuff, but that's kind of been out lately. And now the next deck that I have in completeness is Pearly. So, well, when I say incompleteness, it's kind of a lie. I'm missing some of the generic extra deck stuff like the Lyrilusk and whatever, but that should be easy enough to find. But Pearly I've been wanting to learn, and I think Pearly is super cool with the Mulch Army cards, because you can main deck the Mulch Army cards, and then if you don't use them, you can just discard them. So that's kind of cool. But I don't know, you know? I will learn that deck eventually. It's not sleeved up clearly. Same with Unchained. I just have so many darn decks, you know. Okay, these are 2 decks that I've been trying to get rid of, and I've never played them once. Even though it kind of makes me sad, because I think these decks are in my wheelhouse, but, or at least this one is Sword Soul. It's just like kind of outdated, and I don't know. I don't think it can really compete with these decks that I have up in the top row that I want to play. So, and it doesn't make use of Fiendsmith. I don't know. It's kind of whatever. And then the next deck I have unsleeved is Dinomorphia. I'm actively trying to sell this deck. I own it. I never played it. It doesn't really interest me. Like, if I'm going to play a trap deck, I think Labyrinth is going to be it. So, I don't know. Dino's not for me. But I still have it, and I'll still show it on the list. I guess really quick, I'll go through this box. These are decks that are just like not only irrelevant, but also like not worth selling, or I'm trying to hold as an investment. So not worth selling is going to be Ninjas. Like, I love this deck, but it's just not good. They're all like dirt cheap cards, so I just have it ready in case something comes up where Ninja is going to be fun. The next deck I have is Cosmo. I'm kind of holding this as an investment. Like, I have it maxed out, depending on what you consider max, but yeah, hoping for some kind of support, and if it comes out, I'm sitting on this core, but until then, there's no reason for me to sell this. The next core I'm looking to, or not like looking to move actively, but you know, I don't care about really, is Earth Machine. Like, it's another deck, yet another deck that is kind of just not doing anything, you know. It can't put up any board that can compete. It's not even that good at going second again, like compared to like Tenpai, so it's whatever. And then this is like an old core, but I have the original Noble Knights. This is a personal favorite core. These are like some of my favorite cards in the game. I love these cards, and I played this deck for years, back when they were coming out. But yeah, obviously that didn't go well. It's not a very good deck. But yeah, I'm not even gonna pull those decks out of the box, because we have so many other decks to go. All right, let's look at this box. So yeah, all right, let's talk about this deck. This is one of my favorite decks in concept, but it's just not great. And that's Vanquish Soul. Like, the idea behind this deck is so cool. Like, revealing attributes and all that kind of thing. It just, like, it can't compete right now unless you draw a Dimension Shifter. And yeah, I don't know what to say. It's one of the most fun decks I've ever played. It's just not a great one. The next deck that I have here is going to be, yeah, Goaty. Goaty is similar. It's just similar in that it's just not good. Unfortunately, there's just no starters for the deck. Like, it's not playable. Unfortunately, I've tried it all. I've learned the combos. Played Runic version. Played Pure version. Played Whitefish version. The deck just is not good. Okay. The next deck I have here is kind of an older one, kind of unplayable, frankly, and that's going to be Scareclaw Pure. It's whatever. Like, ever since Barone got banned, there's no end board that just doesn't lose to Nib. So yeah, it's not really playable, but I still have the thing. Oh, this deck. Okay, this deck I've been meaning to learn, and I think Rage of the Abyss is going to get me there, and that is going to be Mermail with the Ice Jade cards. I was watching this creator called Deep Sea Yugioh, who puts up some really good content, or at least was putting it up. I think it's been a while, might be on a little break, but really good Ice Jade Mermail combos and deck gameplay. And the dude's just like cooking meta with Mermail, and I was like, hell yeah. So I bought this whole deck. I had a lot of it, and then a lot of it's like dirt cheap, but it's just Ice Jade and Atlantean. There's no Mermail in here, actually. I don't know if I was saying Mermail. I meant Atlantean. But yeah, I think super cool cards, super cool concept of a deck, and maybe with the new Mermail Atlantean cards coming out in the new set, we might be more relevant. Let me zoom out once again just to fit more decks here. Next pile is going to be, let me put a good cover card on top. Boom, Sky Striker. It's been a while since I played this deck. It's kind of outdated, like most of these decks on the bottom, kind of outdated, you know, but still have it, still would love to play it. It's one of my favorite decks ever. Next deck is gonna be Runic. It's not even a whole deck. It's just an engine. Like, I don't have the stun cards. Don't have Imano Iwado or Synchro Zone. This is purely for combo purposes. I only use it for good, not for evil. But Runic, I can pair with anything else that I have going on. Plunder Patrol, White Forest. Even I've tried with Chimera. I've tried with Goaty. You know, it pairs with all the decks that I like. I just don't like playing the Runic versions normally. But I think I'm going to try out the White Forest stuff. I think I'm going to have to, because I think that's the best version of White Forest. Next is kind of an engine. I don't really have a whole deck, but, you know, with the Megatons coming, it won't be very hard. And that's Kashtira. Like, yeah, I love the Kashtira cards. I love Fenrir. I love Unicorn. Those cards are great. I've never actually played just a pure Cash deck. I've only played Cash with Vanquish Soul, like half and half. Kind of like a homebrew that I cooked up for some regionals a while ago. But, yeah, let me just plop these on top. Next deck is going to be Orchist. I played Orchist for a little bit. That was before, what was it? Basically before Snake Eye got really good. Like right when Harp came back to 1, I played Orchist. And it's super fun. It's just not, can't really keep up, I don't think. And then the last deck that I have in my hand right now that, I don't know, is whatever. Kind of goes along with this branded Sword Soul whole pile is Tri-Brigade. Kind of just older deck, not really played, not really able to keep up with the meta, even though I think it's like sleeper okay. Next deck is, some of the fan favorites, DDD. Alright, I wish DDD was better, it's just not. It's just not. It loses to hand traps too easily. Has to play so many bricks. I wish it was good. It's the only pendulum deck I have. The only pendulum cards I have, honestly. Yeah. Wish it was better. Here's the deck that I put together, never played because I never wanted to learn it because it was a lot of work. Blackwing. Modern day Blackwing. Yeah, just too combo heavy for me. I never really got into it, and I was already learning a combo deck in Yugioh, so Blackwing kind of fell by the wayside. What else do I got here? Let me look through these piles really quick, see if there's anything relevant. I'll talk through my piles quickly. I have all the Mech Knight cards. Those are not relevant anymore. I have all of the Predaplant cards. Those are not relevant. Yeah, I already talked about these. These are just extra cards for stuff I've already talked about. What else do we have here? I have this whole deck, never played it. Exosister. I don't know, it's just not good. I have a whole Punk engine. Not relevant to anything right now, or has been for a while. Last pile here. Oh, I have the entire Fire King engine. I really like the Fire King cards, to be totally honest with you. I just don't play Snake Eye, so maybe... I've wanted to play Fire King Tri-Brigade. So maybe with the Megatins, with Wanted and Diabellestar reprint, Fire King Tri can come in and I can give it a go. Give it a try, if you will. The next deck is going to be Shadal. I have the whole deck. Just, it's not playable right now. And then I have True Draco, also not playable right now. So those are obviously the old ones. They're not sleeved up, or they're like kind of engines that I don't play with any of these other decks. Okay, so that concludes the total list of meta decks, or not meta, modern decks that I have. As you can see, like, I have a shitload more than I can actually play. If you guys want content for any of these particular decks that I don't usually post content for, please let me know. But, like, so many of these bottom rows are just not relevant right now. So, I mean, I can make content, but no one's playing them. So nobody watches that content, and that's why I kind of stray away. Even though these decks are fun. But, I don't know. But yeah, right now for this format, I'm looking at Chimera, White Forest, Yubel, and probably Magical Musketeer. Plunder is just up there because it's my favorite, but it's not good right now. Yeah, and then from the bottom row, I hope to learn this deck, the Atlantean deck. Runic might be coming back to the channel with White Forest. Branded, maybe, if I make a new kind of version or learn it. And then Pearly might come to the channel as well. Just because I want to learn that deck, right? Yeah, so that's going to wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to start making some content now, I think, for White Forest. So I'm going to put all these away. Start making that White Forest video. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy that. And subscribe so you don't miss it. Leave a like, leave a comment. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you soon.